Hey everyone, I'm Stacy, the 911 Stitcher. Welcome to my channel about cross stitch and crafting. Today is Wednesday, August 30th, 2023. This is video 113. Welcome back everybody. Hello to my new subscribers. This video is always about cross stitch. What can you do with your cross stitch? What do I cross stitch? I talk about crochet. I talk about anything that has to do with sewing and thread and yarn. It's my favorite hobbies, but cross stitching is always mentioned on the channel because I do it every day. What can you turn your projects into? I actually did a finish yesterday and I'm so excited to show you, but I can't show you in this video. I mentioned in the last video that I leave for the UK. I'm going to a cross stitching retreat hosted by Nicola Parkman. I will be leaving September 23rd and I can hardly wait. I'm excited to go. My husband's coming with me. He's bringing his golf club. So while I'm at the retreat, he's going to golf. But we're going to get to London a few days early. We've been there before, I mentioned, and we're going to do a few things. I'm not walking that well. You guys know I have some problems, orthopedic problems, and so I'm not walking overly great. So we're going to just do some really easy things. Like we're going to go on a dinner cruise down the Thames River. We're going to go to a tour of Buckingham Palace. So we're going to do just some things that are kind of more leisurely rather than trying to rush and see everything that we've already seen before. So this is going to be a nice, relaxing, fun trip. I will show you what I finished. I turned a cross stitch into something really cute. I'll show you when I get back from the cross stitch retreat. That's at the end of September, beginning of October. So what's been going on? Let's talk about some news. What's been going on in my life? Just quickly, the heat, it's unbearable. It's 104, which I believe is 40 Celsius. If I'm not, I looked it up the other day and now I can't remember. So I was talking to my friend in Canada. She lives in Kitchener, just outside of Toronto. And she was talking to me about hot weather and she told me what her degrees was. And I'm thinking, okay, I need to move to Toronto because I'm a cold weather girl. And I realize it's warm there, but it's not my warm. My warm is 104. It was supposed to be 107 the other day. I'm located, if I haven't mentioned, in Southern California, so it's baking hot right now. We did just get through a tropical storm. I know the East Coast right now is getting ready for a hurricane, tropical storm type of deal, so I wish everyone well. And we just experienced our first, if you want to call it a hurricane. It actually dissipated a little bit once it got to the coast of Mexico. So it downgraded, and by the time it reached me, I'm maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours away from San Diego, so maybe an hour and a half. And it was just a tropical storm. We had tons and tons of rain, so much so that it flooded Palm Springs, where my husband was going the next day. He had actually postponed his trip because the flooding was so bad. Mud everywhere. When he got to Palm Springs, the mud was really bad. Some of the streets actually got washed out. Our county 911 lines were down for 2 days. So I think the sheriffs did a really good job of trying to get the message out that if you have an emergency, to call the local business line. As obviously I was in law enforcement for 27 years, it's always a good idea to have the business line programmed into your phone for any kind of an emergency. They can take that on a business line. It's the same place. It goes to the same place for us. So always have that programmed in your phone, which I always do. But when you're scared and you're panicked or you have a medical emergency, your first thought, of course, is to dial your local emergency number. For here, it's 911, and I believe it's the same in Canada. And that's your local emergency line. So when that goes down, that's pretty scary. And it's, kind of terrifying if you do have a medical emergency to flip through your phone and look for the business line. It's just something you should always have. So they came up, the 911 lines came up 2 days later. And as far as here, we just had a lot of water, no damage in my area. So we were really grateful. Here's a picture of Max and my husband out during the storm. Max will not go potty without an umbrella. You have to cover him. He's so spoiled. Deuce, my other shepherd, he will go out and go potty. He'll stand in the rain. He welcomes it. He doesn't care. Not Max, so... Okay, let's talk about some cross-stitching news, and I'm going to talk about, just for a second, I have finally started joining the squares of my crochet blanket. As you know, I'm trying to copy the Big Bang Theory blanket and a blanket almost exactly the same that my mom made back in the 80s. So I'll show that in a few minutes. I'll show you guys what I've been working on. I have 2 finishes and I'll talk about future plans. But for now, let's talk about some cross stitch news and a retreat. Now, I'm always trying to mention retreats when I hear about them. If registration hasn't opened quite yet, I want to tell you guys about them. I can't get all of them, of course, but I do want to tell you about 2. One of them I so badly wish I could go to. But I do have a lot of Australian, New Zealand, Tasmania people that like to watch my videos. So why not talk about a really great one down hosted by A Stitch in Time in Hobart, Tasmania. And I wish I could go. It's Halloween themed. Oh my gosh, that's right up my alley. And your special guest is Fox and Rabbit. Now, registration for that opens Sunday, October 1st at 9 a.m. So be sure if you have questions, contact A Stitch in Time in Hobart. And it just sounds like so much fun. Fox and Rabbit said they're going to have an exclusive design. They are going to have a trunk show, a teaching piece, and lots of fabric. Okay, that's right up our alley. So check out the Halloween Fox and Rabbit. I believe they said to contact Carolyn at A Stitch in Time. And you guys try and go. I wish you guys could email me and tell me how it is, because I'm dying to go. I wish I could. So anyway, the retreat is actually not until next year. Several retreats that I have been actually just recently registered for are not until next year. So they are booking out pretty early. So this one opens this Sunday, October 1st at 9 a.m. for the Tasmania retreat with Fox and Rabbit. The actual retreat itself is October 25th through 27th next year. But contact them with questions, because I certainly don't have all the information, but I wanted to give you a heads up because it sounds amazing. Okay, let's talk about a retreat that I just registered for. For those of you that are GaRon Stitchery fans like I am, Stitching in the Wild. I am going to week 1, which is September 12th. Now, me and my husband are going to fly into Atlanta, arrive early. Let me go back. The retreat is in Alabama, just to clarify. There are still spots. They agreed to go ahead and have a second retreat for those who were on the waiting list. They had an extensive waiting list. There's still spots open. So if you're interested in a good retreat in Montgomery, Alabama, check out Stitching in the Wild. For more information, look on GaRonStitchery.com. No, it's GaRon-Stitchery.com. If that's different, I'll put it here. Check them out. So Gary and Ronny are the owners of GaRon Stitchery. I watch their videos faithfully every week. I love their videos because they don't just talk about their cross stitch shop. They don't just talk about retreats. They talk about what they're stitching. They talk about fabric and thread and where to find stuff. And I have to say, Gary has a really good eye for fabric that goes with a specific pattern. So if you ever want some ideas, he's a real good one to ask. He could probably maybe even get it for you if you ask. So check them out. And again, I always watch their Flosstubes. They come out every week. The retreat I'm going to is $150, which I think is very reasonable. And I'm going to the first week, which is September 12th. That is sold out. The next week, they're opening it up. It is the 19th through the 22nd in Montgomery, Alabama. So check it out. I'm going to see my friend Becca. In fact, we have stitchy plans to finish a project that we started together. We are going to work on it this coming year. Now, I forgot to mention that those dates for GaRon Stitchery are next year, next September, but registration's going on right now for the second week in September. A little confusing, I know. So check them out. But me and my friend Becca, we started a sampler together by Brenda Keys, and we're hoping to get that done. I'll show it right now because I just sat on it and got, after I ironed it, it got super wrinkly. So me and Becca, she has a YouTube, but I don't think she's done one in a while. It's My Stitchy Home. Becca and I became good friends, and we started this sampler together. Brenda Keys, and this one is called, oh my gosh, I forgot to get the name of it. I'll put the name of it here. I Went to Church sampler, is that what it is? Anyway, I'm going to show it here, but this is the picture of it. And the glare, unfortunately, is kind of bad on this. This is actually out of the package. But this one is hysterical. I love this sampler so much. Tell me that's not just beautiful. Anyway, we named it the Roving Eye Sal. S-A-L is stitch along. And it says, I went to church on Sunday. My love, she passed me by. I knew her mind was changing by the roving of her eye. So she's checking out some other guy while she's at church. And her boyfriend's sitting there looking at her like, okay, I think I just lost my girlfriend. So we love this sampler. And I'll actually show you my progress right now. Like I said, I did sit on it after I ironed it. And this is my progress here. So it's really, really pretty. It's something, like I said, that we chose to do together. We love the verse. And like I said, we called it the Roving Eye Sal because it just made us laugh. This poor guy. What did I do with the chart? Here we go. So again, here's the chart. I started in the upper left-hand corner. And you can see I'm working my way down. I changed the initials. Instead of BK for Brenda Keys, I put my own initials. There's a few color changes. I didn't care for the color of the edging, so I changed it to the yellow. A little bit different of a yellow. And anyway, I think it's coming out really good. I need to keep working on it because that's a goal that I have for next year. Now, September is coming, Sampler September. I always participate. I always pick a sampler to try and improve on and get some progress on. So this is it. This is my this is going to be one that I'm working on and try and get it finished for the GaRon Stitchery retreat next year when I see Becca. And I'm really hoping that we can stand side by side and hold our samplers up together and take a picture. I think that's going to be so fun. So that's on my list. That's on my radar to work on. I'm going to actually work on that for Sampler September amongst other samplers. Anzac is another one. I want to, did you guys see the new Long Dog sampler? Oh my gosh. I'll show it in a few minutes. I do new releases at the end. It's fabulous. It's the biggest Long Dog sampler out there to date. And it's called Saga. I'll show it in a few minutes. But anyway, I want to work on Anzac. That's the one with all the animals. I want to get that done before I start another sampler. So that's going to be a future goal to work on this month along with Anzac. Okay, let's talk about, so again, GaRon Stitchery, weekend 2 is still open. Go onto their website GaRon-Stitchery.com and check it out. Now, as I mentioned, Gary, let me show you something else that I just started because Gary from GaRon Stitchery did a chart parade. When he did the chart parade, he showed something and he showed the charts that he has in his pile. The video was super, super long and there were 3 of them. I've only watched the first one so far. I plan on watching video number 2. Now, when he was doing his parade, when he got to H, he did it alphabetically. He went to Heartstring Samplery and he showed this one. This is Spooky Sampler by Heartstring Samplery. And what's so awesome about this is there are little hidden things in here that make it a spooky sampler. Here's the Death Star from Star Wars. There is where's the, oh, here he is. The angel with the wings from Doctor Who, I think he said. There's a few other little things in here that reference TV, movies. And I think it's so cool, but I just love that Death Star. And you know what's funny is I was loading this into an app that I use to stitch. It's called Markup. And I was loading it, and when I was loading it, I was looking at this part right here, and I swear I saw the Millennium Falcon. It's not, it's a coffin. But I swear when I looked at it, one of these looked like a Millennium Falcon to me from Star Wars. So anyway, there's movie references in here. Next time when I show you more progress, I'll go through the movie references. But it's really cool, the things that they have put in here that you find that are referenced a famous movie. So anyway, I decided to go ahead and start it because Gary showed this on his WIP, his work in progress, his WIP. his whip parade. And I went ahead and decided, I'm going to start it. What the heck, right? The fabric he showed, now what he does is he shows his charts and then he shows the fabric to go with it. So that's why I'm saying Gary has such a good eye for color. He's got a really good eye for fabric that would look good with a specific chart. It's a great video to watch. Again, there are 3 of them where he split it up to show you all the charts in his collection. And a lot of them had fabric to go with it. So what he chose was Flannel Flowers by Fox and Rabbit. He wanted kind of a spooky look. Well, that's what I wanted. So I got it. I ended up ordering it from the Fat Quarter Shop. This is Flannel Flowers by Fox and Rabbit. And it's just, this is my very small progress. So I started with the border. If you can see the very top left, I always start in the top left. That's just my choice. And I'm so shaky today. So top left corner. And this is just very small progress. But the reason I wanted to show you was this fabric. It is spooky. It looks good for any kind of Halloween. It's going to look amazing on this sampler that I started. But anyway, up close, that's the progress. Very, very little. But how amazing is that going to look on this Flannel Flowers by Fox and Rabbit? It looks awesome. I love it. Okay, so that's one project I've been working on. And again, that was Scary Sampler by Heartstring Samplery. Okay, so that was a new start. I'm going to kind of jump around a little bit in this video. Let's go back to some news, some cross-stitch news. How about a free chart? I love a free chart. I found one I think is so adorable. It is Dog Days of Summer. So it's a summer chart from Silver Creek Samplers. Let's see, it's on their website, silvercreeksamplers.com. Look under freebies. And I just think him sitting in front of the fan is so adorable. They said, Dog Days of Summer chart, Dogust, is a nationwide celebration for rescue dogs whose birthdays are unknown. Both of my dogs are rescue dogs, and I adore them. You guys know they're the love of my life. So anyway, I want to tell you about that free chart. Okay, next let's talk about a designer who just came out with a new chart. Normally I do new releases at the end of the video, but she's special and I love her Flosstube. If you get a chance to watch YouTube, watch Cozyegg Michelle. Not only does she talk about Gothic type of charts and books, she has books at the very end of her video, which I have literally written down so many, or actually I screenshotted because I look them up while she's talking about the books and I screenshot them. And I have so many books that I want to read that she has suggested. But check out Cozyegg. Michelle has a new release. It is called Lie Light. It's fantastic. This is the first one in a series of Tombstone Angel designs. She is CozyEggDesigns.com. I'm going to link her down below. And again, she's also a YouTuber. She has a blog that you can access through her website. Now, if you guys remember when I went to Bristol, the retreat back in Phoenix, there was a new release that Michelle had just released called 15 Friends, Jane Anne, 1871. So you remember me talking about her in the past, and I showed her chart. I'll show it again here. This is one I really want to get done. When I get finished with Mary 395, this is the top of my list. I think this one is so beautiful. I think Michelle did a really good job on both designs, and I can't wait to see what's next in the Tombstone Angel series. How fun is that? She also did a video on YouTube on explaining the wording on this tombstone and the history of it. So check out her video. She'll tell you all about it. CozyEggDesigns.com. Okay, let's talk about giveaway winners from my last video. Now, unfortunately, I forgot to pick a winner for the bee kit and the purple fabric. I will announce that on the next video, but I have 3 winners today to announce for several things that I had shown in my last video. The quilting package. The quilting package is several charts given from the Fat Quarter Shop. You're also going to receive some foundation paper and the patterns. So the winner of the quilting package is Debbie Cloy 1905. So Debbie, get a hold of me. You've won the package and I'll be happy to send it to you. Here's my email. Next, You Are My Sunshine. This was also sent for you guys by the Fat Quarter Shop. It's a cross stitch chart, and the winner of this one, I'm going to send you a couple other goodies as well. You Are My Sunshine is Shelly Barron 4661. The last name is Beran. So Shelly, get a hold of me and you're the winner of the chart. Last but not least, we have the stackables. Now I've got several, I don't have all of them, but I have a whole bunch of them to send one person who is collecting the stackable charts also from the Fat Quarter Shop. These are all just so cute. And I thought, you know, if someone's collecting them and you want to add some to your collection, I have a winner. The winner is Consuelo Morales. Consuelo, get a hold of me. Congratulations. So I will mention next video who won the purple fabric and who won the bee kit, because I forgot to pick a winner and I have my phone videoing right now. Okay, let's talk about finishes. What have I done this week, or what have I done in the past couple of weeks as far as cross stitch finishes? You guys remember I went to a retreat in South Carolina and I saw a model at Barefoot Needle Arts. This was gorgeous. Now, as you guys know, Mill Hill kits come on, it's a full kit with beads and thread and perforated paper. You don't have to do your finish on perforated paper, but I like it. I like perforated paper. I'm gonna find a frame, and I ended up having to stitch all the orange. So the model I saw at Barefoot Needle Arts in Surfside Beach, South Carolina, was done on fabric. They chose a beautiful orange fabric and they did all the beading in the black. Now, the one I decided to do perforated paper. So here's my finish. I really wish you could see the beads. I don't think they're gonna show that well. Maybe if let me move my light. Is it any better? Yeah, it is a little better if I hold the light up. I am so shaky today. I don't know why. Maybe because I haven't eaten. Anyway, check out the beads. Can you see the beads? There's purple and green. It came with a button. Then these are all, well, there's some black cross stitch and then there's beads as well. So hopefully you can see the shine of the beads. And then at the bottom, there are green. There we go. That's a good picture. Green and purple beads as well. So this was just so much fun. I really enjoy, I just love these. These are so fun. You get everything with it in the kit, so you don't have to go searching for beads and go searching for, go searching for buttons. Like this is a button they included. Anyway, this is my finish of Enchanted Pumpkin. I think it came out so cute and I'm super happy with it. I'm gonna have it framed and I'll put it in the back in the next couple of videos. What a blast this was. I really enjoyed this quite, and I just didn't realize how many black beads were in here. There are a lot of black beads, lots and lots and lots. But once you get going and you've done the cross stitch first, I find the beads to be pretty easy. Anyway, that's finish number 1, Enchanted Pumpkin by Mill Hill. Finish number 2 comes from the Prairie Schooler St. Nicholas number 2. So this is the one, it's book 36, St. Nicholas number 2 from Prairie Schooler. I chose to do the Santa with the fish. And this is my finish. Isn't he cute? I'm gonna make him into a little ornament. And I did this for my dad because my dad and I used to go fishing a lot, both ocean and freshwater, and we just had so much fun. We'd take his boat out and we had so much fun. I miss my dad every single day. Every day is difficult for me because I was very, very close to my dad. So anyway, that's finish number 2, my little Santa fishing. He's so adorable. And let's go ahead and show what I've been working on. I have a couple new starts. I had mentioned in the last video, The Good Life. The Good Life is another one that I think of my dad. This is why I'm doing this one, because of the fishing for my dad. My dad loved fishing. So you can see the fisherman. I'll show it up close and then I'll show the rest of it. So the fishing really reminds me of my dad. Golf reminds me of Rick, my husband. And then there's pool and what is it called? Snooker and pool. Anyway, this is Galliana Cross Stitch Designs, which I told you was purchased by the company Historische Stickmuster. They are a German company, but they now have English translation. And I did make a start on this. This is 32 count fortnight fabric. I started in the top left corner, so you can see this. The house has begun. I'll show you the chart again. Look at the very top up in here. This is where I started. And this fabric is going to be fantastic. So what I did, I chose a mottled fabric, and I think it's called Vein by Fortnight Fabrics. And 32 count, I always use 2 threads. I am using 413 DMC. So you can see the progress, you can see the start of the house. I love this so much. This is good. I'm gonna work on this some more also. I think it's gonna come out really, really pretty when I get more progress. Not much to see right now. Okay, then I showed Spooky Sampler by Heartstring Samplery. That's the one I just showed a few minutes ago when I was talking about GaRon Stitchery. I forgot to mention that I'm using DMC, Classic Colorworks, and Weeks Dye Works. I'll have more progress for you next time. Okay, so works in progress. What have I been working on? My crochet blanket, the one I'm copying from the Big Bang Theory. That's on, if you guys are fans of the Big Bang Theory, look at Amy's couch. Amy has a Afghan wrapped around the back of her couch that looks exactly like this, very, very similar. There's some differences. And this also is the same blanket, similar to the one that my mom made, the vintage 80s blanket. So I have started joining squares. This is a hard one to get in the frame, and I've got 2 of them. That's my shepherd is behind me, so I can't back up. So anyway, this gives you an idea. I did join both squares, and this is fun. This is so fun. You know what I noticed about the Big Bang Theory blanket? I watch the show almost every day. The blanket, when you have squares like this, you always try and put one that's different next to it. Like say, for instance, you don't really want to put a blue one that has the same blue on the outside. Like this is red, this is blue. People say that you should change them up. You know, like you want to put them, you know, space them out a little bit and make each color different. Well, the Big Bang Theory, if you guys watch that show, this is the other blog. If you guys watch the show, they have a cluster of granny squares together that are exactly the same. So it doesn't matter when you have a granny square blanket, it doesn't matter where you put your squares, you can put them where you want. And obviously whoever made that gorgeous blanket in the Big Bang Theory just put maybe one of these together 4 times and then went on with other colors and stuff. But I would love to see the blanket, like someone to hold it up and see the whole thing. I think it would be, it's beautiful as it is. But I really wanted that vintage 80s look joined by the black thread. I have to have my light real bright so I can see when I'm crocheting, because you know, I said thread, yarn, black yarn is a little hard to see your stitches sometimes. So that's been fun. Okay, the next one I'm working on is Beautiful Large Floral Parrot. That's the name. And it's by Antique Needlework Designs. I'm using 32 count black Lugana and DMC. Now here's a picture of it on white. Take a look at that. It's okay, it's pretty. Take a look at it on black. I'm going to insert the picture here. Now, check out the progress. It's amazing. Do you know what you're looking at? Can you see anything yet? Sometimes it takes a while, but I showed my husband, and when he goes, I think it's a claw. It is a claw. So what it is his leg, the claw, and the branch. I'm going to show you the white picture. So see his foot on the branch going down by the red rose, which is right here. This is a bad photo because it's not pretty at all. With it doesn't show the beautiful colors. But anyway, I'm starting the parrot. I'm so excited, and that's my progress. So see his claw? Oh, it's amazing. I'll show it up close. This is DMC. I always use 2 threads on 32 count. This is a 32 count Lugana, and I love it. I think it's so pretty. You can really see it even further back, the claw. So I'm gonna keep working on it. This is just so much fun. I really, really like it. Okay, next I am working on, now as you guys know, Colorado Cross Stitcher. She's a YouTuber, she has a store, and her name is Sherry. June, July, and August, she had a challenge. You start a new project and each month has a theme. If you finish it in that particular month, you are entered to win prizes. I am not going to make it for August, unfortunately. I got caught up with other things, and I am worked for August. I chose Maximum Cross Stitch. It is MaximumCrossStitch.com, I believe. And I chose Helena Monk, 1904. I am using 56 count. I want her to be really, really little. And I'm also using, I believe it's Tulip. Yes, Tulip Belsois Silk. So here's my progress. So as you can see, let me grab it again. As you can see, I'm halfway done. However, the bottom letters have a lot more heavy stitching. See how much heavier the stitches are compared to the top? So it's going to take me a little bit, but I've got the A done. 56 count. So these are teeny tiny little stitches. And it's going to be the cutest little finish. So now I just got to do the bottom and I'll be done. You'll probably see this when it's done the next time. Tulip Belsois is very variegated. I don't know if you can see the variegation in it, but it's really, really a pretty silk. So that's my progress on Helena Monk. Then I pulled out an oldie but a goodie. Now I have had this project going since I think it was 2017. It's ridiculous that I have not finished it yet. I'm going to show you a picture here. It's Lady Liberty by Blackbird Designs. And I love this. Now I finished the top a long time ago. This is the top of the drum. She's pretty. I feel like this is so shadowed today. She's very, very pretty. I don't remember, what am I using for colors? Hold on, let me take a look. 797 is the blue. And the red is Ruby Slippers by Classic Colorworks. So here's the top of her. That's going to be the top of the drum. The closer I put her, the more shadowed she gets. So hopefully you can see this okay. And then the side of the drum is what I've been working on. I've got a lot of progress on it. And this is my progress. That is so, so pretty. So you can see how it's going to lay out with the drum. That's a better, I'll put these together. Isn't that beautiful? Ruby Slippers is very variegated. The only thing I'm not crazy about Ruby Slippers is that it goes into kind of an orangey color, but it's still going to be beautiful, and I'm hopefully going to have it made into a drum. So that's my progress on Lady Liberty by Blackbird Designs. Really pretty. Last but not least, I decided to restart something that I started back in 2015. In 2015, I returned to cross stitch. I started cross stitching when I was 16 years old. Then I got assigned graveyard shift working in the jail, and I worked long hours. So I didn't have time to come home and cross stitch. I had one project going of crochet, but that's all I did. I didn't do any kind of cross stitch. So from the age of about, say, 21, my early 20s is when I stopped cross stitching. And I returned to it back in my 40s. And in 2017, when I came back to cross stitch, you'd think I would just pick a small project, right? No. I chose a full coverage Heaven and Earth Designs. If you're not familiar with full coverage Heaven and Earth Design brand, Heaven and Earth have massive charts. Lots of stitching, lots of confetti. Confetti is when you have a big chart you have lots of color, and you have one or two little dots of color that drives you crazy, but they add so much to your picture, to your cross stitch. So here's what I picked. It's by Ciro Marchetti, and it's called It's About Time. And it's gorgeous. It's a clock piece, a timepiece. It's got birds and owl. See the white owl on the bottom, on the middle right? And I'll show it really up close so you can see there's like a cuckoo clock. Everything about it is a clock. Let me see if it will show better the detail in this picture here. So I look at the top left corner, the very top left corner. You don't see a whole lot, but I did start it. Okay, so what happened was, let me finish the story. I went back, going back to 2015, I started this massive project on 14 count Aida. Now this project, if it was on 14 count, would probably take up most of my wall, which would have been a masterpiece. Nothing wrong with doing 14 count. I ended up finishing about 3 pages. So in the picture, I ended up doing that all the way from the left to the middle of the top of the cuckoo clock. I had a lot of progress, but I decided to make it smaller. I decided I didn't want it that massive on my wall, and I chose 20 count Aida for this piece. And I decided to restart it. So I got it out and thought, well, it's not going to get stitched if I don't start working on it. And this is my progress so far. So see, not a lot of progress. In fact, I'm not going to show this very often until I get some more progress on it. And like I said, it's just the very top left. You can't even make out what it is really. And not in that picture. Top left. But see, you're starting to see the bars of the gold and the clock and stuff. And you know, just something fun. I will show you a lot more of this when I get more progress. But that's Heaven and Earth Designs. It's About Time. And that's 2 threads. When I use 20 count, I like 2 threads. Some people use 1. I've seen some beautiful Heaven and Earth finishes with 1 thread. Doesn't matter what fabric you choose. My motto is, my thinking is stitch what you love. If you like Aida, if you like linen, if you like Lugana, even weave, whatever you want to stitch on it, because your project's going to look beautiful, especially on a Heaven and Earth design. If you want a big project and you're comfortable on 14 count, go for it. It's going to look amazing. Let's talk about a few things that I got. Now, future plans. I've been talking about some future plans for next year. Originally, I wasn't going to start Spooky Sampler until next year, but I ended up starting it. It was laying there looking at me, and I ended up picking it up and starting it anyway. What's another plan for next year that I have? I love this chart, and I'm going to do it with Michelle McGraw. As you guys know, she has a YouTube channel made by Michelle McGraw. Michelle is my BFF stitchy friend, and we're going to do One Nation. Now, the reason I got the idea to do One Nation is because I was watching GaRon Stitchery again. Here we go with mentioning them again. Gary is doing One Nation. It is fantastic. And again, he's got a good eye for color. So I went and copied the fabric that he got is what I wanted. So me and Michelle are going to start this on New Year's Day. I think that's going to be fantastic. And I kitted it up. What is the name of this again? Mermaid Firewood by Dames of the Needle. So this is this gorgeous piece that Gary, if you want to see what it looks like stitched on it with the One Nation chart, go to his YouTube and he'll show progress on One Nation. But this is just a gorgeous piece of fabric. And I think it's going to really look good with the colors that I picked. And I'll talk about that more when I get started. But that's kitted up and it's ready to go for next year. Okay, a few more things that I got. One of the things I forgot to show you when I kitted up Scary Sampler, the one that I just showed with the 2 flowers that I just barely started, I really wanted Halloween, spooky, vintage Halloween thread tags. So I went to Thread Milk No, I got them off Fat Quarter Shop. Threadmilk.com, I believe, is where you can get these adorable tags. And again, I wanted Halloween themed. There's the cat, pumpkin. Now here's the bad thing about these. You only get, they're kind of pricey, and you only get about 10 of them. Aren't these cute? Look at him. You only get about 10 of them, but here's the bad part. Out of the 10 milk caps that you get, they're not all Halloween. So when you go on the website, you see all these categories for these. They call them milk caps, and I use them as thread holders. When you go on the website, they have all these categories. They have Halloween, Christmas, patriotic. So I thought, okay, great. I'm going to get patriotic to use for One Nation. And that's what one of them looks like. The next Halloween one that I got is this one. This is the next packet that they had. And there's a black cat, a little hanging glitter. There you go. You can see the glitter. So these milk caps, like I said, you get, I believe there's 10 of them. I'm almost positive there's 10 different subjects. Halloween, Christmas, patriotic. Then they have regular, just regular thread drops that have different brands. And I'll show you. Just different advertisements from the vintagey type of things. Okay, here's another one. Whipping cream. How fun are these? The only bad thing that I'm disappointed in, when you go to choose category, like Halloween or just plain original designs, the bad thing about it is you think that you're getting all of Halloween, or you think you're getting all patriotic, and you're not. One batch, I only got 5 Halloween, and then the other batch I got 6, and the rest of them are plain. So I'm a little bummed out about that, because if I wanted plain, I would have ordered, I have a plain package. Actually, I'm looking at it. I have a plain package right in front of me. So if I wanted the plain ones, I would have ordered the plain package again, right? I wanted Halloween, and I only got 5. 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the one with the 6. Okay, this is the one, the Halloween package that only had 5. So I'm kind of bummed about that. Same with patriotic. I only got like 6 of them, and the rest are plain. So just something to keep in mind. If you don't mind it, then that's totally fine. But I really wanted more Halloween, and I didn't get that. So just a heads up. Here's a few more things I got, and I'm going to show you a picture of this because it's much prettier. This is called Midnight at the Pumpkin Patch. Now this is the chart, but I'm going to show you a picture because online it's much prettier. This is a PDF by Uncanny Kari, and I'm going to put her address here. And it is just so, it's such a beautiful chart, and I love the colors. And I happen to be watching Julie, Kansas City Girl in a Colorado World. She had brightened her pinks up just a little bit, and I loved it. So I copied down what colors she said she used, and I'm going to stitch it. That's one that'll probably be started around Halloween time. Here's a few more things of haul that I got that are just so much fun. I got Buttons and Beads by Mill Hill, another Mill Hill kit. Isn't that adorable? Oh gosh, there we go. Isn't that adorable? The little cats. This is called Into the Woods. Another one I got is called Pet Shop. Next one I got was Satsuma Street Ring-a-Ding Santa. He is really cute. I got another Prairie Schooler Revisited. I didn't have the original Revisited one, so I got Santa's Revisited. I like that. This one has a quilt at the top, a little, I don't have my glasses, a raccoon maybe right here. He's cute. Gosh, this glare is bad. Anyway, so I got Santa's Revisited. You can see that online. I got a Lizzie Kate, Dear Santa, I've been good. It says, Dear Santa, I've been good all year. Okay, most of the time. Once in a while, forget it. I'll buy my own presents. So cute. And then this one too is really cute that comes with it. So that's Lizzie Kate. I got this off 123 Stitch. And I happen to be watching a new Flosstuber. Oh my gosh, I have to tell you about Beth. Beth Honeycutt. She's wonderful. She is the Red Cross Stitcher. Check her out. She's my good friend in North Carolina. She shows her progress on the Milk and Cream Company. It is so beautiful. It's hard to see. Let me see if I can take it out. And she does a conversion, a Lori Holt conversion of colors. And check out her video. Anyway, that is adorable, but I like her colors much, much better. So check out the Red Cross Stitcher Beth. She's my good friend. She's wonderful. She also quilts. If you're a quilter, wait till you see the quilt behind her. Beautiful. So that's another bit of haul that I got. Okay, people have asked me, remember last video I showed my finish of the Lizzie Kate, Here Comes Santa Claus? And people have asked me, what color did you use? Because I did change the color. This is what I used along with the called for. I believe it's 815 DMC. So the darker is the 815. This is Gentle Art, the Gentle Art Hibiscus. I loved this color so much that I ended up getting a whole bunch of it to stitch maybe on black. Wouldn't that color be amazing on black? So anyway, lots of questions about what I used for the coat. That's what I used, the Gentle Art Hibiscus, along with the called for, I believe it's 815. So I got a whole bunch of hibiscus. Couple other things that I got. Now I love these national park Santas. My husband and I go on long road trips. Last year we drove all across the United States and we went to lots of national parks, and this is Yellowstone. So look at the geyser in the back. Isn't that perfect? We went to Yellowstone. He's beautiful. This is by Mill Hill. It's fully kitted. So you get thread, you get the beads, and then the perforated paper. I think he's just adorable. Oh, that's better. There we go. Now you can really see the geyser. Adorable. Next one I got is Desert Santa. Look at him with the burrow. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. Desert Santa by Mill Hill. Southwest Santas. I love them. These are all from 123 Stitch. Let's show a few more things because haul is so much fun. Appalachian Santas. This is the Blue Ridge Santa. Look at him with that raccoon. Isn't he cute? So I'm going to start one of these next. That'll be my next Mill Hill. And from Cooler Designs, which I wish I had gotten as a PDF, this is probably going to be a giveaway because I just realized that they had these on as a PDF on the coolerdesign.com website. This is North American Wildlife. Isn't that beautiful? I just love this so much. So I will probably do a giveaway for this, and because I would rather have a PDF because I work off a computer. So future giveaway for sure. I just love this. It's so sweet. North American Wildlife. I believe I got that also from 123 Stitch. Next, I got Madame Lafitte, and it's called Un Noël en Or. I don't know how to say that, but that's the name right there. And this is the picture. I am a huge Nutcracker fan. I love Nutcrackers. In fact, I leave my Nutcrackers out all year. They're not all Christmassy. One of them is the New York Yankees. He's a New York Yankee Nutcracker. And he has little cubes on the bottom of him for the date, for today's date. So I keep him out and two other Christmassy type of Nutcrackers. They stay out all year long. So I love this. I think it's just beautiful by Madame Lafitte. And then last but not least, I got a kit. It was on sale on 123 Stitch. It's called Pets Interior by Luca S. Look at how darling those pets are, and it's Christmas. It's just gorgeous. There's cats, there's dogs. I had a chocolate lab, so I really liked him, even though he's a white lab, but I think he's gorgeous. Or actually a yellow lab, maybe. Gorgeous, gorgeous. But that's by Luca S. And that's just a month. That's one I had to have. Okay, last but not least, I had someone so wonderful message me and ask that she had seen in the GaRon Stitchery Facebook group, they had a bag of the month sale. And I posted on there, oh my God, I love this bag so much. I wish I was part of I'm not part of the bag of the month group, but I wish I was, because this bag was so beautiful. She wrote to me and she said, you know, do you want me to sell it to you for what I paid? Because she, you know, sometimes you get bags in a bag of the month club, or even you get fabric sometimes from a fabric of the month club that maybe isn't your favorite. And maybe, you know, if you know someone else could love it, will love it even more than you do, then by all means. So she contacted me. I was so happy. It made my whole day, because you guys will see why. I am a huge animal person, and she sold me her bag. So I paid her through PayPal and she sent it to me, and it's just fabulous. I cannot say enough good things about GaRon Stitchery's bags. Ronny and Gary. Ronny is the one that does the sewing. So the bag opens up with a Ziploc, and that's the inside. Is that the most beautiful bag you've ever seen? So here it is up close. Let me show it up close. And again, this is from GaRon-Stitchery.com. And Bag of the Month Club. This is what they got, I believe, for either July or August. And she was so kind to send me the bag. It's a great size. You can see it's a big bag. So I put some of my bigger projects in it, and then it closes with the Velcro. It's gorgeous. Along with that came a little bag. So I was so grateful to her for sending it to me. That's my haul. Let's talk about future plans for a second. Okay, so you know I mentioned One Nation. One Nation is going to be started with Michelle McGraw on New Year's Eve. We both agreed neither one of us do anything for New Year's Eve, so we're starting on New Year's Eve. I stay home with my pets because I do not leave them for New Year's. There's fireworks, they get scared, and I don't leave my pets. I would never do that. So, and neither one of us make plans for New Year's. So we're going to start it on New Year's Eve. I'm going to continue to work on Anzac. That's the one, I'll show you a picture here. It is Long Dog Sampler. I don't have it with me to show. I showed it a couple of videos back. I'm going to continue working on Anzac. I'm going to continue working on Spooky Sampler. And I'm going to continue working on smalls for ornaments. You guys know I love working on these smalls. Like the Lizzie Kate that I just showed you, I'm going to make that into an ornament. I think that's going to be so cute. Speaking of which, this tree is not decorated today. It's just my fall decorations are out downstairs and here. And I'm going to decorate the tree. I just haven't decorated it with fall yet. So, but it's pretty. I just love all the pumpkins and the white pumpkin here. And there's my Plum Street sample, what is it called? Plum Street Samplers. Raccoon Rabble with the pumpkin. I just love this. So anyway, okay, let's talk about some new releases. We have had some fantastic new releases. Then after that, we'll do giveaways for this video. Let's talk about Saga, Long Dog Sampler, the biggest Long Dog Sampler so far to date. With all these gorgeous animals, it's a must-have. I did buy it, but I'm not going to start it till I finish Anzac. Gorgeous. Let's talk about Crocetta Go-Go. I'm going to show these together. No, first I'm going to show Autumn Sampler. Autumn Sampler is beautiful. She knocked it out of the park. She did a great job. And then her next new release is Paw Readings and Cat Paw. Aren't these fun? Next, there's a new snowman in the Snowman series for Cottage Garden Samplings. He is called the Countryman. I think there's two more. Is there two more in this series? I can't remember. Quaint Rose Needle Arts. She knocked it out of the park too. Let me show two of them. There's several, but I'm going to show two together. Inspired by Nature. And then we have Margaret Hall, 1872. Gorgeous. After that, we have Josephine and Anne, 1867. And to the right of that is Pumpkin Urn. And then last but not least, I'll show the last two. They're Sweet to the Soul and Reindeer Stables. Isn't that amazing? Okay, I'm going to show several, while I'm talking, I'll show several fox and rabbit designs, but I don't have the names. I looked on their Facebook and I looked on their Instagram, and they have not posted the names yet. Except for one, I looked on the actual piece. I see Elizabeth Campbell, 1838. So let me just pass these by so you can take a look at them. And then I'll show you, last but not least, Rosewood Manor. And I think Karen did an amazing job. Karen Kluba is a wonderful lady. I've met her and her husband. They're just so lovely. They're just wonderful people. Okay, Rosewood Manor, let's talk about them for a minute. They're going to be the last one that I'm featuring. We have my favorite of all her new releases. This to me just really grabbed me. Rosie Rhapsody. And then after Rosie Rhapsody, we have, I'm going to show two of them. We have Creation 3, and on the right is Dreaming of Autumn Leaves. After that, we have Lebanon House Sampler. And last but not least, Hawthorne Hill. So those are the new releases for this video. And check out Cozy Eggs. I showed her earlier the Angel Tombstone, amazing. Let's talk about giveaways. Before I show today's giveaways, don't forget, you have to be 18 years old. Tell me where you're from. The reason why I asked that is because just today, or no, yesterday, I had someone say they won a giveaway, and they said, this is my address. It was not the person. It was not even remotely close to being, I think it was a spam person, because when I wrote back, they never wrote back to me. And I told them, no, that's not the correct person. The person who really won the, because anybody can say, well, I'm Karen Smith. I live in, that's why I ask you guys to tell me what city or what state maybe, or even the country you live in helps me. Because if you're a winner from Australia and they say, oh, I'm from Tennessee, I know who the correct winner is, even if there's two of the same name. So tell me where you're from. You must be 18. Don't forget, I do not comment on your comments about giveaways. There's spammers out there. So if you make a comment and you get a message a couple days later that says, hi, you won the giveaway. I'm George. Or there's a new guy. Oh, what was his name? I can't remember, but there's another guy. But anyway, if you get a message on the comment that you comment here on YouTube, don't comment back. They're spam. Now, you know it's me. If I write back to you and you have a question and I answer you and I tell you the answer, you know that's me. I will write you back. It'll say 911 Stitcher. But some of these spammers like to type the word 911 Stitcher, you want a prize, blah, blah, blah. I don't do that on comments. You only know if you won on my videos. That's it. So let's talk about some good giveaways. We have a couple. 2 winners for Halloween Quaker. I still have this chart. It is by Leela's Studio, Halloween Quaker. Halloween's coming up, so this is perfect. I will choose 2 winners for Halloween Quaker. This is giveaway number 1. You're gonna put Quaker. I want the Halloween Quaker chart. Okay. Next, I've got some beautiful color in cotton. Cedar is the color, 32 count, Lugana. So 32 count, that's a good color right there. Tell me you want the fabric, because there's only 1. Next 2 giveaways, Fat Quarter Shop has offered 2 project bags. We have brown, and it's orange. So if you want the brown or you want the orange, let me know. Put project bag. They are really big. They have holes in them. You can actually cross stitch. What you would do is find the center and go out make your picture from the center, and you could even make a cross stitch picture on your bag. I don't think you can, oh, there you go. You can see the holes. So see the holes? How awesome are these bags? So tell me if you want orange or brown project bag. Those are your keywords, and those are your giveaways. Thanks, everybody. Don't forget to tell me where you're from. and that I will not be responding to you in comments below. I'll announce the giveaway winners also for the bee kit and the purple fabric in the last video. I'll announce those winners in the next video coming. Thanks, you guys. I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.